Hello, hello. We start off with another tutorial Tuesday. So we are talking a little bit about balancing poses this month. And I wanted to talk about tiger pose. So we're diving into the alignment, the benefits, the variations, the modifications for this core activating posture. It is a great posture that is included in a lot of vinyasas as it activates the core, gets you a little bit warmed up into balancing poses for great balancing sequences, and is a great hip opener as well. So it's a very full body posture, as a lot of them are that I'm coming to notice. I say this, I think, in like every tutorial class now. But whenever you're ready, we can get started on all fours. The foundational posture that this back bend originates from is tabletop pose. So we ground down through both of the hands, spread wide between the fingers, grip through the fingers, kind of almost bend them, protract through the shoulders, ground down through both of the tops of the feet. And then whatever leg we're lifting, we ground down through the shin of the other. A lot of times in my classes, I will lift the right leg first. So that's how we're going to go. We're going to ground down through the left. So we press through the hands. We square the hips, connect to the core, slightly suck the tailbone in, pull the navel, draw it into the spine. Lift the leg, pressing through the hands, keeping the hips nice and square. We want to have a nice bend in the leg. The knee is in line with the other hip, and then the toes are pointed, facing up towards the sky. So we don't want to sickle our foot if we can avoid it. We want to try and just keep everything really in line. So if we have a mirror, that can help us here. Otherwise, a glance underneath, if that's okay for our balance, or if we're in a class with a teacher, they can help assist us there. But over time as well, you will learn more about your body and what feels more even and not. So we are gazing up as our back bend deepens, as we use our breath to send the foot up and gaze up. We want to make sure that the hips are square. So we are trying to send the foot up as much as possible, keeping the hips square. This is where my mirror right here really helps me. But we're grounding through the hands. The chest is broad, the spine is lengthened from the base, coming up into this back bend. And if this back bending does not feel good to you, we can always begin this pose, which is one of the modifications we will go into next, by taking your gaze forward. So that does lead us into the modifications of tiger pose. So as before mentioned, we can keep the leg lifted, keeping it in the back bend, or keeping the knee in line with the hips maybe, and just gazing forward or down at the hands, wherever is comfortable for the neck and for the spine. For anyone with joint pain, slight joint pain, or accessibility issues, we can use blankets to help pad ourselves at the wrists or under the knees. Placing our toes up against the wall with our flat foot and our bent knee down, grounded. Then we raise the right up. So we get just a little bit more stability with our toes touching the wall. We can press back in to help us send this leg up. Some of the benefits that this pose brings is the strengthening of the wrists, elbows, shoulders, knees, thighs. It opens the hips, clears some stiffness, can help lower back pain. Hello, sciatica, which brings balance to the knees, the joints. It activates the glutes, which brings some strength, some fire, helping to burn fat and tone muscles of the thighs, glutes, the abdomen. So the core is stimulated, these abdominal organs, helping to aid your digestion and just move everything around. So as we use the lower core and the pelvis a lot, this is great for postpartum women. It helps strengthen the uterus, the pelvis, and these lower abdominal muscles. As we place a lot of pressure on the wrists and the knees, if we have any injuries at those joints or the hips or shoulders, we should avoid this pose as much as possible, as well as people with severe sciatica, as the tilting of the pelvis and the stretch and strengthening of the hamstrings may not be suitable. Now that we have the traditional pose down, let's look at some fun variations we can play around and party with. Tiger pose. We have both hands grounded, but we have the grabbing opposite ankle and extending this back bend using the opposition of the hand and foot to really reach higher, still trying to square the hips. We have our balancing tabletop, the opposite arm and leg extended, inhale, and exhale to crunch. Inhale, elongate, exhale, crunch. Tiger pose, toes pointed, gazing up, back bend. Donkey kick, foot flexed, squared hips, straight spine, gazing at the hands, shoulders protracted. Fire hydrant pose, hip extended, external rotation, foot flexed. One-legged hip rotation. We can make little circles here. Maybe we try to balance with one arm. Connect to the core, squeeze the glutes. And we can't forget awkward arm plane balance pose, leg extended, squeeze glutes, awkward opposite arm extended in front or beside. Now that we have gone through those variations, I realize that I have not been utilizing those as much in my classes as I should be. So hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. You will be getting a new class of yoga or mindfulness every single day. And I guarantee we will be using some of those in our new classes because those were good. Stretch and strength, full body connection, awareness. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. New classes every single day, Yoga with Paige. I'll see you later, my friends.